It is Saturday, December 13th, 2014. 3:53 p.m. Today has been insane. I generally live by my computer. At my computer. I spend a lot of time there. Water bottle, yes, but not Nestle. And I believe they don't do this. They don't own this, do they? I believe they don't own this. Yeah, they don't. They don't own this particular water company. And this is like a treat. I like to spoil myself. No, but seriously. And I've used this bottle 3 times so far today. So, totally not going back on my Nestle thing. Although, I don't know what good I'm doing because you look in the freaking products in Nestle, they don't just do bottled water. But the bottled water thing bottles. It bothers me. It bothers me. So today was an epic day. Let's just show Bill Murray for a bit there and the kitty cat. Today was an epic day because I received a phone call from my sister-in-law. I have a sister-in-law. That sounds so weird. And, she called to thank for some baby gifts that arrived today. Because one of the recent nights, we sent, like, the stroller, the biggest thing on our registry, but that was for a baby shower. But then one of the nights I was like, I want to send her some more stuff. So, I did. And I told hubby about it after. I called him hubby, the husband again, about it after. He just was like, okay. I was like, I sent her a few more things that I thought she might like or need from her registry. So, a few things arrived today, but there's going to be one more thing tomorrow. And I told her what it is so she'll know, so she doesn't have to call me tomorrow and thank me. But, so the call started out like that. It was going to be one of those, like, hey, thanks, blah, blah, blah. But then, like, things got real. She's pregnant. She's due, like, at the beginning of the year. But things got real because, now I don't want to go into too many personal details, but she's got a brother married to him. And he's the older brother, but she's been the older acting sibling for all her life because let's just say my husband hasn't always been the most mature, and it's not his fault. There's like a clear family thing that went on and stuff like that made the men a certain way and whatever. Okay, let's just say there's been changes since he's been with me because he had to be himself, but become a man. He's gone through a lot. He's gone through a lot of growth. He's stepped up. He's certainly doing well. He's doing well by me, and he's done well by many people. You know what? I could be moved to tears to talk about how good he can be. So, anyway, but she doesn't know that person because he doesn't talk. He's not a talker. But he can talk. But he's generally not a talker. And you know how in families some things can happen and all the years of grudges or just things can happen. And if you have someone who's not a talker, things aren't going to change. You know? Experience with some people not changing, in my own family. But with them, I would tell him, just talk to her. I told him, you're going to have to talk to your sister because she's never going to respect you as a man. Like, never see you as a I don't mean that. That sounds like, I don't mean it like that. She's never respect you as an adult, like an adult man is what I mean. I don't mean like man versus woman. I mean, she's not gonna see you as not a boy, spoiled brat boy. She's not gonna see you as anything but that if she doesn't see that you're an adult. She hasn't seen that since she's known you. She doesn't see this every day. She hasn't seen this. She doesn't know what you're like, that you go to work every day, that you take care of things, that you clean up, that like she's used to a brother that wouldn't do chores and got spoiled by the grandparents and all this sort of things. Do you know what I mean? And very passive and not talk. And while he hasn't completely changed, it's not like he's an outgoing, raving, talking person. He can speak up. He can talk to people. She knows his good qualities, but she hasn't. Let's just say that they've had a problem with communication, and it's too bad because it's put a rift. It put a rift between us for when it shouldn't have. Because honestly, they're more so on the same page than they even know. And so I just knew that they needed to talk. But anyway, she and I were on the phone. So we got to talking, as ones do, as ones tends to do. And I would say, like, I probably shouldn't, he should be the one to tell you this, but I'm just, blah, blah, blah. I would tell her something more and something more. And we talked about pretty much most of the things that had been the big issues. And, oh, I'm so moved. It was a great conversation. I am gonna cry. She feels like my sister now, a sister-in-law. I feel much closer to her, and I'm looking forward to him talking to her. Because the fact is that he's on the exact same page as her, and if he'd only just talked to her, you know, they're not so different. They're not so different. And despite anything else, you know, they have a chance. And that's what I wanted, is I wanted them to be able to talk so that they would have a chance. Because I was like, well, you guys are going to have to talk. I tell him, even if she gets mad at you, like, I'd rather you talk to her and that she knows who you are, and then she can be mad at you if she wants, and then you guys will make up, but then she'll know you, and then you can build from there. Whereas never being so closed off is never going to improve never make it a true connection that you could have. And you're so lucky that you have someone, that you have a sister. Like, and I'm saying that as someone who does not have my sister, and my sister is dead, and my sister even has the same name as her, and I'm thinking, you're lucky you have a sister. Like, you know, you don't have to be completely like your parent that is passive and doesn't talk and blah, 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 blah. You can be more, or else, like, he's told me things, and if he hadn't told me those things, well, I'm glad he told me those things so that I could tell her, and she was very surprised, you know. For instance, they're on the same page regarding the father in a few years. I mean, I was saying my husband wanted to step up and take responsibility, help out with the dad-in-law in a few years. He doesn't need care, but, you know, to have him live in, we can, you know, be responsible, and he won't be in their basement forever, which doesn't make sense anyway when they're going to raise a kid, and, you know, she's going to have enough, you know. It shouldn't be her responsibility. And my husband wants to stand up and do his part, help be a part of making sure things are okay. And that's just one tiny aspect of all the stuff that we've resolved together by talking. And now it's up to him to call her today. She wants to talk to him today. And she was so excited to hear about some of it, because it was what she needed to hear. I mean, if he'd only tell her some of the stuff he's told me, I mean, he has much admiration for her, and he understands why she would have feelings that she's had over the years regarding, the family thing. And I told her he does know, but he's never told her, which often happens in families. People don't, and friends, but just in general, people don't always tell people the things that they feel and that the other person actually needs to hear, that actually, if they just told them, would have made all the difference in the world. I'm so glad that they have a chance. I can't wait till he gets home so that, that can get started, because especially with a kid on the way, I actually am getting really excited about the possibility of being able to be an auntie. And he being an uncle, and just... and me having a sister-in-law that I can talk to. That's awesome. We talked very easily. So anyway, I've talked for 11 minutes. And I didn't even get started. But this was a big epic call. Then I go to my computer and there are all these, and I didn't have my cell phone on me either. That it was a phone out of the blue, right? A phone call out of the blue. And so usually I have my phone even on me to check email, but I didn't. So this was a rare instance of me being incommunicado. And that's when, my Vloggerheads email blew up, and I had no idea. For, hours, I guess 3 hours. I didn't even know I was on the phone with her that long, but it makes sense, because we talked a long time. It was really awesome. And, so, wow. So, I got a taste of what might occur with Vloggerheads. I'm down for it. I'm okay. I just feel bad that people were wondering where I was and not replying, because that's probably the only time that's ever happened where I've not, unless I'm sleeping or something and I wasn't, I can be contacted very easily. So hopefully that I'll make sure I carry my cell phone with me next time I go to answer the phone, because honestly, that's the first time I've ever talked to my sister-in-law on the phone like that, ever. So, just timing. So that was exciting, and then I got to talk to a certain Vloggerhead, and that was wonderful, and that went by really quickly, too. That was online at the computer. That was super cool, because it went really well. And other things happened, though, right after the phone. Okay, right after I saw, all that stuff on my computer after the phone call, the phone rang again, and it was a relative contacting me. And I was too abrupt, because I was like, I gotta take care of this Vloggerhead stuff. It was another relative calling me who I'd given my number to on Facebook. And now I feel I was a bit short with the person. I feel bad, but I do take the fact that I'm probably going to be a moderator on Vloggerhead seriously. I know it's a vlogging internet thing, but it matters to me, and I want to be responsible with it. So I did have to cut that combo short, which was too bad. It was somebody that had just contacted me for the first time, and I'm so glad they did, but I'll have to message her and tell her, please call again, and we will definitely meet for coffee. Come over for tea or whatever. Yeah, I'm such a social butterfly. Look at me, I have wings. So that was that. Seriously, the phone call was so long with my sister-in-law that Miss Kitty Meow ate some food with water, and when she does that skinny kitty, it expands the food and she vomits it pretty quickly. She has an eating disorder. And thankfully she did it really quickly and did it right near her bowl. Now, I am really lit about stuff. I need stuff cleaned up right away. Right away. I do not go for that let it dry shit. No. Well, at least it wasn't on the carpet, but no matter what, you do not leave that stuff laying around. I'm sorry. Like, whatever, said the girl whose place was a total mess days ago, but it's clean. It's clean now. Well, I show you a string, and whatever that is. Oh, it's a toy. The place is clean, though. See? Clean. We're clean. The point is that we talked so long, and I wouldn't leave the phone from my sister-in-law, that the cat... the cat went back and... started to clean up some of it for me. I'm so sorry. I can't even believe I admitted that. That is disgusting. I've never let that happen ever in my life. But that's how important the phone call with my sister-in-law was. So, I am sorry, vlogger heads people, that I was not at my computer for those hours. But clearly I was busy. Very busy. Important phone call. But I promise you I will keep my phone on hand next time I answer the landline so that I can reply to important things. I can't even... I cleaned up, by the way, after the phone call. And then ran back to the computer, and that's my story. There's this other thing going on that I saw on Twitter. Is it backwards? Is that backwards, guys? Well, you can read backwards. Send this lady, this young girl, a Christmas card. Can you see it backwards? If it's backwards, figure it out. Look her up. I saw a tweet about it, and she's probably not going to be alive next year, and she should have a Christmas card. She wants all the Christmas cards of a lifetime. She's like a young girl dying. She wanted Christmas cards, so I got mine ready to go. So that's the start of that. Still gonna fill out some more Christmas cards today. If you haven't received one yet, it's probably in the mail, and if it's not in the mail, it's going to be. I do not guarantee by Christmas time that cards will arrive, but you will receive your card. If you've given me your address, you are in my book. Okay? All right. I got stuff to do.